Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicings rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing the song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing the song.
Isn't it terrific to be celebrating Juneteenth in San Pedro?
Yes.
Yay!
Yes.
We're very happy.
Yes.
Okay. The first time I celebrated Juneteenth, this is an anniversary, was 50 years ago. In 1972 in Detroit, when no one was celebrating it, and no one had heard of the holiday, except, of course, the African American community that revered Juneteenth for everything it stood for. Unfortunately, the need for struggle has not ended.
Right.
It's midway, but we have a far way to go. But what the last few years have shown us is that we are building strong coalitions that understand the necessity to fight for freedom for everyone. Because none of us are free till everyone is free.
Right.
And we will stand united to fight the bigotry and the horror that is emerging in every section of this country.
This is to share the untold story of Juneteenth. On April 3, 1865, the 25th Army Corps, comprised of exclusively United States colored troop regiments, captured Richmond, Virginia, the capital of the Confederacy. 13 regiments of African descent soldiers were at Appomattox Courthouse, Virginia, to witness General Robert E. Lee's surrender to General Ulysses S. Grant on April 9, 1865. The Confederate government in Texas, however, refused to submit to federal authority. The rebel governor of the state, Pendleton Murrah, sought to make Texas the seat of the Confederacy. In May 1865, the Union troops on occupation duty along the Gulf coast of Texas were 7 United States colored troop regiments. On May 22, the 25th Army Corps received embarkation orders. Thomas Morris Chester, an African-American war correspondent, wrote that the Negro Corps under General Whitson has received marching orders is well known throughout their camps, and they are beginning to put on the war paint with the impression that they are going to Texas. They look forward to the period of embarkation with a great deal of satisfaction. By the first week in June 1865, thousands of soldiers in this Negro Corps that had captured Richmond had arrived in Texas. Governor Murrah summoned his top 2 generals, John Magruder and Kirby Smith, and asked if it was possible to defeat this Negro Corps.
Thank you all for being here, and I want to give a special thanks to, I'm looking around and I see Janice Hahn. I have to mention her first. When I first did Juneteenth here in San Pedro, 20 plus years ago, I needed help. I went to the council office, and the first person I talked to was Janice Hahn. She was our councilwoman. And because of her, we had stages. We had a huge event in Fleck Park. It went from 400 or 500 to 3,000 one year. So again, thank you so much, Janice. Love you.
Love you.
That that same year, since we have another one I have to thank, Diane Middleton, who spoke for a moment. She was part of a group called Harry Bridges Institute, which is the ILWU, which we all know is our longshoremen. She said, "Joe, do you need some funds?" Well, I was broke, so sure I did. She wrote me a check for $1,500, Joe, whatever else you need.
It's 11 a.m. and I think it's church time. Again, my name is Haypen M. I serve as president of a nonprofit called Faith and Community Empowerment, or FACE. We say we strive to bring the face of God through service and lift those who are faithless. Our motto actually came from my friendship with First AME Church, Reverend Mark Whitlock and Pastor Cecil Murray. So my parents, growing up, they decided to serve God, and they thought that when they called, answer God's call, that they'll be preaching the gospel, leading many people to God, and they did plenty of that. But they also ended up becoming unpaid social workers because the need in the community is so great. And I think all faith leaders end up becoming first responders. Long story short, they did good for what they did.
Good morning. Thanks for this opportunity to be here. First, let me say Happy Father's Day to all the fathers that are here today. But most importantly, to each and every one of you who made this day and this event a priority. Because you could have been anywhere else, but you're here today because you care about the truth. You care about American history. You care about American legacy. Because Juneteenth is the real Independence Day of this country. Let's be clear about that. July 4th is aspirational. That's what we want America to be. But when you look at the signing of the Declaration of Independence in 1776, we were still in bondage. Native Americans were identified as savages, and Asians and everyone else were disregarded. So this was a country that didn't include everyone. So we need to make sure that everyone has a seat at the table. So Juneteenth is one of those opportunities. And being a son of Texas, my family celebrated Juneteenth all my life. So I'm not new to this. I'm true to this holiday because I know what it means. But it's not just about
you. Thank you for being here. Happy Juneteenth, everyone.
A saying that they say when you speak in